Hello, everybody. Happy Wealth and Wellness Wednesday. Welcome to the Transcend with Energy podcast. I am your host, Brittany Walker, also known as New Nation Goddess. So today, guys, we're in season 2, episode 5, talking about environmental awareness, where we're learning how to become more environmentally aware of the items that contribute to our overall health. So I am really excited about today and everything that we're going to be bringing to the table. You know, I always like to start the episode off with the I am power statement. I representing inspiration, A representing affirmations, and M representing manifestations. So the I am power statement for today is I am utilizing Earth's natural resources to live a sustainable and environmentally friendly lifestyle. Ashe. So guys, you know, I always like to talk about tea every episode. Today's tea, of course, from a nutrition standpoint, we're doing raspberry hibiscus golden milk. We have some oat milk, some vanilla bean, ginger, turmeric, and cinnamon, rose hip, orange peel, lemon peel, a little bit of licorice as well with mugwort. These are all very essential for cleansing the body, especially during the winter season, making sure that we're detoxing the body, removing unwanted mucus and things that are going to cause colds, flus, and things that can keep us down. So we want to make sure that we are filling our body with the right nutrients and the right resources so that we can too have life longevity. So cheers to you guys. I'm so excited about today's guest, guys. So let me give you some insight on who we will be bringing on today. I have Patrick Brown from the Connect Group, LLC. Patrick Brown is an American entrepreneur born in 1982 in Henderson, North Carolina. During Patrick's adolescent years, he grew up on his family farm, learning to cultivate tobacco, soybean, and wheat alongside his father, Arthur A. Brown, who is now retired. The Brown's family farm has been in existence for over 4 generations, beginning in 1885. Did you hear that, guys? Over 100 years as a peach orchard. After graduating from college, Patrick served as both contractor and federal employee, traveling all over the world for the U.S. government since 2006. Now, in 2011, Patrick worked alongside the USDA and the USAID as an agricultural advisor in Afghanistan. In 2013, Patrick founded the Connect Group, LLC, managing his family's farm, cultivating grain, tobacco, and in 2018, industrial hemp extracts and plant processing. Y'all know we love hemp. We always talk about how we use hemp in oil, clothing, in our foods. I always talk about how important hemp seeds are for the body and cleansing your body and providing you the proper macronutrients. So love, love, love. And plant processing. Patrick has become a beloved figure in his community of Warren County, North Carolina, where he educates and supports outreach and education programs for diversity in agriculture. So in October 2019, Patrick was featured as the keynote speaker for a panel called Land of Opportunity in Black Agribusiness at the annual Black Wall Street Conference for entrepreneurs focused on the intersection of content, connections, and culture in Durham, North Carolina. Now, in January 2020, Patrick was featured on the Black Equity Network. You know how we feel about Black equity. Shout out to DJ Moultrie. The Black Equity Network podcast panel, Dear Black Farmers, episode 266. Patrick's long-term goal is to be able to provide research to the U.S. federal, state, and local governments on how industrial hemp extracted products grown from his farm can possibly become an alternative for victims who suffer from opioid addiction, as well as provide research for military veterans with PTSD and related depressive and suicidal symptoms. Please welcome Patrick Brown, everyone.
Hi, good morning.
Hello, Patrick. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Awesome. Such an extensive bio. So many great things that you are doing. Near and dear to my heart with veterans. I am married to a veteran who has suffered from PTSD. I too am a former recover drug addicts. So I really, really love what you're doing for the community. I just want to take time to honor you and show gratitude for what you're doing for our culture. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So I always like to have a book reference for each episode, guys. So I had an opportunity to ask Patrick, what is the book that influenced you the most? So can you give the audience what that information is?
Yes, so the book that influenced me the most when I was in college as a younger male was Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. Um, my entrepreneurial background, being born into an entrepreneurial family, that book stuck so well with me in understanding finance and micro and macroeconomics. So that's my favorite book.
I love, 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 guys. So Think and Grow Rich. We are definitely going to put that information in the description of this episode. For those of you who are watching on Spotify and YouTube, you'll be able to see the video. And for those of you who are on Anchor, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, you'll be able to see that information in the description. So before we get started with today, Patrick, I would love for you to give us more insight. Plug yourself. What's your website? Tell us more about your business and how the listeners can support you.
Yes, so we have two business models right now through our agriculture program, and one that we market to the consumer is hemp through the Hempfinity program, which is medicinal products that we create on our farm and process that focus on various different types of ailments, but we treat those ailments naturally by using the hemp derivative that we process and grow. Some of the symptoms that we try to help consumers with are anxiety, depression, postpartum, weight loss, anxiety, um, and other different type of psychic issues that someone may be dealing with, but don't want to, uh, what would I say, focus just on the pharmaceutical side for the benefit of helping them through their condition. So we try to offset that issue with non-side effect products, which are our holistic products through hemp. And the website to purchase those products are www.hempfinityus.com. Then also we offer organic, naturally grown produce to the community through a community-supported agriculture program where we allow consumers to purchase a share of a portion of food box that comes out to that consumer each and every week. The consumer comes to our farm directly and purchases those organic uh, produce packages, and we are able to meet the food and food sovereignty and food issues that we face in rural communities, which is what we try to overcome. And for a consumer to gain a membership for our CSA model, they would go to www.brownfamilyfarmscsa.com.
Thank you so much for that information. And guys, I'm going to put both of those websites in the description of this episode as well. You tapped on helping food deserts and making sure that we in rural areas or areas great resources of food may not be available. You have that option. I wish, I'm currently located in Texas in the process of relocating to Nevada. And I wish that they had those type of options. I see some people trying to get there, but what you're doing is amazing. I just love it. So we see that your family farm was established in 1885. Do you mind giving us the history of the organization?
Yes, so my ancestors, my great grandfather, Byron C. Brown, his mother, lived and worked on the Oakley Grove Plantation, which is a community
Okay.
about 15 miles from the current farm residence that we currently have. And while they were
Okay.
enslaved there up until the emancipation in 1865, they were able to help grow that, you know, business for the colonizer, basically. And that particular plantation in 2021, I was able to purchase. And in doing that, it's for not to focus on the slave trade during those times, but to actually
Mm-hmm.
benefit others understand and know the history, where they came from, and then also we want to add agritourism. Agritourism is a $3 billion industry, especially that has been broadcasted throughout the pandemic. And my father, who was a third generation farmer, he didn't have the opportunity to include agritourism into his operation. So as a fourth generation farmer, that's a way that we can add funding to some of the scalability programs that we're trying to include on our farm to focus on regenerative agriculture and conservation. So adding agritourism is a benefit to the farmers. So we want to teach other farm programs that they can also venture into agritourism without having to go through a traditional row crop program.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So you were able to go back and buy the land and go from there. How many people wish that they could do that? People talk about it all day. They might dream about it, but you were actually able to do that. How did that moment feel to go back and purchase that land and see how it's progressing and how it's flourishing now? What does that feel like?
Well, it felt unrealistic at the time. When I was given the opportunity,
Hmm.
I had always visited that location as a child with my father. And once I was able to actually purchase the property, I just felt a sense of relief to know that my ancestors now
Yeah,
can sleep um, and rest well, and with understanding that their work is not going to be taken for granted anymore. We're actually going to do something to the property that's going to benefit other BIPOC-led programs and nonprofits.
absolutely. Absolutely. So bringing the gifts that our ancestors gave, we are the hopes and the dream of the slave. I love it. I love it. So, how important is it that we in our culture need to tap into our agricultural roots? If we really think about it, let's just go back to history. When this country was originally started, it was built on our skills that our ancestors brought over. So, how important do you feel like that is for us in our generation, the OG millennials and coming everybody after us? How should everybody be tapping into that in those roots?
Well, it's so vital. It's so vital, and that's why I talk about all the time understanding where you originated and knowing the benefits and understanding of your culture. Because our culture was some of the things that it seems to always be taken from us without any identity. We need to include equity in everything that we do because the capitalistic society of what the Constitution was written on, it is focused on the non-inclusion of minorities and
Yeah,
to build their capital off the backs of minorities. And that is the concept. But we can also use that same practice, whether it be just how we do business or the way that we file taxes, to understand that we can also be included. And it's not just based on the color of our skin and not let that be a discouragement, but actually, pull yourself up by the bootstraps and do the work and never look back. And people will take you serious once you understand that you're not crippled to the concepts of life. And that's one thing
absolutely.
that my family has always taught me. Even looking up to them as growing up as a child, we never used that crutch. We were enslaved. We came from an enslaved plantation, but we were able to gather from that process, and now we're able to own and have ownership of businesses that are continually growing for over 4 generations.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I am a lover of hemp. I have hemp clothes, hemp purses. I eat hemp seeds all the time. Hemp milk is hard to find, so I try to make it on my own. Why choose hemp as your primary crop or with like Hempfinity? What made you transition from, the tobacco into or the produce into incorporating hemp?
So with a specialty crop, what is considered under USDA's definition, focusing
Okay.
on what I focus on, I'm sorry, was the number of end uses. What that means to me when I say unlimited amount of end uses is potential business opportunity. Whether it's holistic, whether it's woven and non-woven material. It's over 2,000 end-use products that can be created from the entire plant. So we don't want to have all of our opportunities held in one particular market. We want to be able to adapt to multiple markets. A successful business is a diverse business. The
Yes.
opportunities are endless with this. And what the government is focusing on is climate change with the product, where the manufacturing industry may be focused on not cutting down as many trees, or where the plastic industry may be coming up with the concept of better ways to recycle, being economically
Yeah.
friendly, creating an economic friendly product. Maybe they want to save on the taxes that they pay by getting a stipend or credit from switching over to that process.
Yeah.
What we want to do as an equity holder of inclusion for the Black community is be a part of that process. It's so important. We don't want to look from the back and wonder how to get in. We want to learn from the beginning to the end and take control of the market. And owning a farm
Of
gives
course.
us that opportunity. We want to be a part of the supply chain, and we're not going to stand by and wait till it's our opportunity. We're going to take that advantage of
Absolutely. I love that you mentioned the diversity and the reason why you chose hemp. A lot of people, or you even saying having diversity in your business, you just dropped a gem right there. I like to say, people say, what's the tea? I like to say, what's the chai? You gave a lot of chai right there because you're going to have times where maybe the produce is not booming, or maybe you're in an off season. So then maybe hemp might be doing better, and then hemp might go down, and then tobacco is going to be doing better. You need to be able to fluctuate between your business so that if you do have some down periods, you can have up periods in the other products, programs, or whatever you might be offering through that organization. So thank you for that. Now, do you believe an agricultural revolution is necessary?
Absolutely, because the agriculture has one key component, and that's food. Without food, we won't survive. And right now, food
Facts.
security and food scarcity are one of the issues that we face throughout the world, not just in the United States. And if one particular market controls access to food, then how would we survive? Which is why I'm so vitally important to always include produce in my agriculture program, because we want to never be in a situation where we cannot heal or feed others.
I love that. That's beautiful. I recently read, well, let me not say recently. It was maybe in 2020, the end of 2020, the beginning of 2021. I was reading how Bill Gates was buying up so much of the land in the United States that could be used towards agriculture. So some people are excited because they look at Bill Gates in this certain light. But I think about us in our culture that's wanting to invest in farming land, that wants to get more into agriculture. Like, how is that going to affect us if all of the land is bought up for whatever their agenda may be? We have to start waking up and realizing, like, hey guys, we need to tap into this agriculture industry yesterday. Like back, like when your family started over 130 years ago, we should have been tapping into that. So how can others become more environmentally aware by supporting Hempfinity? I know we mentioned the website, we mentioned how to get connected. Is there a way that people can volunteer, or people that can come actually work, learn, hire you as a consultant? Can you give us more details on that?
Yes, so I consult for a company called Biofield Natural Fibers as a
Okay.
third party, because we need to show farmers how to incorporate this crop into their farming portfolio. Also, we need to show new uh, beginning farmers how to apply for the application process through the federal government to obtain licenses in order to grow. And in that way, it helps to understand and teach regenerative agriculture practices. And hemp is one of the main processes of incorporating carbon sequestration programs into your farm. And you
Yes.
obtain credits from the government to help farmers save money on input costs to do business. So we teach workshops on our farm, and also we're creating a BIPOC-led community for learning at the Oakley Grove Plantation. We are accepting donations on our GoFundMe page to help that process, because that particular property, which is about 15 miles from our current farm, is for the
Hmm.
nation. for the young generation of future farmers. It's for the community to learn. And once we renovate that entire uh, uh, farm there, we're going to be able to open that farm to the community and teach and throw symposiums and webinars and fly some keynote speakers in to discuss organic practices and how to change the way we go about doing business in a traditional agriculture setting. We want to teach people how to start gardens in their backyard. Ones that cannot get a farm number, that don't own land, we teach them some of the grant programs to apply for heirs property. So these different things and processes is exactly what that buying or purchasing that plantation is for.
I love that. I love that. One of the issues that I have with what's considered, and for those of you who are on the video, you're going to see my quotation mark fingers, but the upper echelon Black celebrities or famous people, they get 1 million, they get 1 billion, but they don't teach us how they got it. Or they tell us, you got to work with no sleep, and they give all this advice that's not really realistic. And I love that you're taking the opportunity and actually educating us as you continue to grow and flourish. You're teaching us like, okay, I got it, so I'm gonna teach you how to get it too. And that is such a giving spirit and such a loving spirit. It kind of taps into me for the book, The Go-Giver. So I love that you're doing that. So you're going to be able to offer that in person. Would you offer that remotely? What happened if somebody is unable to travel to North Carolina? How would that work for our supporters, or somebody that's even globally?
No, we will create virtual curriculums, which would be webinar series where people can purchase
Okay.
and actually be able to study, like basically study guides. They'll be able to have that literature for themselves, and they'll be also able to teach at other conferences that they may create or co-ops within their community. And also, we'll be doing virtual classes as well, like live virtual.
Awesome. Awesome. So this is so amazing. Like, I'm floored and I'm excited because I already follow you on Instagram. I've been following you a while. I definitely want to keep up with the courses because I'm one of those people that I love to garden. It was something my dad did. Like, when I go to my dad's house, I'm picking watermelons, bell peppers, going to the lemon tree. It's nothing like fresh produce. Both of my grandmothers grew up on a farm. So in the back of my head, I always was that little girl that said, I want to own a farm. I need to hire some people. So I love that you're opening that opportunity for us. So let's talk about Hempfinity for a second. So what is your favorite product that you have produced, or do you feel like it's maybe your best seller?
So my favorite product and also the best seller at the same time would be the hand salve cream. And basically what that is a rub application. The person doesn't have to consume it. They put just a small drop in the palm of their hand, and they apply it to the areas that they
Mm-hmm.
may suffer from arthritic pain, rheumatoid pain, also skin grafts, healing of like scars tissue, eczema, all these different things that product basically works within the first 3 to 4 days. You can have different levels of
Wow.
cannabinol that is the active ingredient. We have a 500 milligram and a 1500 milligram, and those products sell off the shelf. And we continue to uh, produce more and more of that each and every month.
That sounds amazing. So you did mention about veterans, PTSD, depression. I love that you're assisting with that. And I know in the bio I read and mentioned about you being in Afghanistan. So I don't want to assume that you're a veteran, but what is your association with wanting to help veterans?
So my association with wanting to help veterans is working around veterans for the last 13 years and understanding that the increase of
Okay.
suicide is running rampant within
Yeah.
the various military organizations, and some of the things that veterans have not been able to be offered is medicinal marijuana. They may not get that opportunity to utilize that. So CBD derivative of cannabinol can also do the same things that marijuana can do, except it doesn't have the psychoactive THC effect. So what we're understanding and learning by USDA certified labs DEA certified labs, excuse me, we understand that cannabinoid profile can help anxiety and depression. And some of those
Yes.
products, or mostly all of my products that we create on the farm, help towards those two issues.
Nice, nice. Patrick, you have dropped so much amazing information today. I am so excited about this episode. Guys, this is perfect. The date is February 1st, 2023. So this is an amazing way to kick off Black History Month. Why not talk about the agricultural revolution? I'm always about not celebrating Black history just for the shortest month of the year. It's Black history all year long. But this agricultural revolution conversation is coming in at the perfect timing. So to recap, we have learned how to become more environmentally aware of the items that contribute to our overall health. I love the organic produce, the hemp. Everything that Patrick has mentioned has been so vital for our culture and with having life longevity. Sometimes we just get caught up in the past bad habits that maybe our mom, grandmas, grandfathers did, and we think that we should eat those things or we should do those same actions, and then it leads to the same chronic illnesses, mental health illnesses, and things of that sort. So anything that we can do to not only help our physical health, but also our mental, spiritual, and emotional health is very important as well. So guys, if you have any questions or concerns, if you want to leave a comment, if you're on Spotify or YouTube, you can comment directly to this episode. If not, I will be putting both my email, which is info@NNG Consulting, N as in new, N as in nation, G as in goddess, consulting.org. And can you go ahead and drop us your email, please, Patrick?
Yes, so our direct email for all of our hemp related questions or anything that you would have to provide feedback on would be www.hempfinityus.com. That's HEMPFINITYUS.com.
Love it. So I'm going to, again, guys, put that information in the description of the bio. If you have a question for myself or for Patrick, let us know how we can better serve you. I hope that you guys like this podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our website to keep up with the latest news, resources, and events, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, before we close out today, Patrick, is there any additional information that you would like to let the people know, or any additional contact information, or maybe even events or things that you guys may be having coming up?
Yes, so I always mention our equity crowdfund that we're doing right now, donation-based crowdfund for the plantation rehabilitation. Please, if you have a moment, stop by GoFundMe, search Oakley Grove Plantation, North Carolina, and if you can contribute to help the cause of giving back to the community, providing research on health, and creating ways to educate others by either face-to-face or virtually, having farm tours, we will surely appreciate your contribution, whether it's $1 or $100. It doesn't matter. All the benefits of the capital of raising the funds through a donation-based equity will go towards the rehabilitation of the property.
Love, 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 guys. So you heard that. I'm going to put that information in the description as well. Like you said, $1, $100, $500. And if you can't donate, at least share it to somebody else that will be willing to donate. All right, guys. So we want to send gratitude for you all our wonderful listeners globally for checking in. And we manifest that you have a positive, productive, and peaceful remainder of the day. Have a happy Wealth and Wellness Wednesday. And we'll be talking to you guys next week. Peace.